That's a good, better intro to the Dark Souls.
I definitely recommend Sekiro over Dark Souls because, like, yeah, it's just straight into the action.
Bloodborne also looks really sick.
Also, what I like about, well, this is even like the way that I play games, like the way I play Sekiro and God of War is, I'm more of an aggressive player. So like, what I like is that like if you can time all the moves, then you can just deflect everything. Like Dark Souls, you have to like dodge. I don't like dodging and waiting for them to attack. I'm like, I'd rather just be in the cut fighting. Like,
yeah, dude. Ragnarok, I only use the parry shield.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I have the parry shield too. Yeah. Yo. Okay, I can barely see your guys' chat because of this lighting, but let me know how I'm looking. Can you see both my good sides? Am I looking sexy?
Oh yeah, it's probably really hard to see.
Yeah. Coming through. I know I streamed this morning.
Is that as bright as your screen?
Let me see. Hold on. Fuck, I can't even. Making my fingers wet. I can't even swipe up the thing.
Yeah, I'll bring a towel.
I'm looking good? Good. Whip it out, relax.
You're gonna wipe your fingers.
So, looking mighty sexy? Great. Great. That's what I wanted to hear. What's good? Yeah, so I'm a hot tub streamer now. I'm gonna start flashing my tits in a sec. How's the day going? I'm chilling. I'm in a hot tub, so it's not the worst of days. Shake that ass. Yeah, y'all be asking me to twerk and shit. I don't know what that's all about. What up, Shoddy Fuadante? Did I say that right? What's good? What's good? So I brought. This is not the other kitty. This is we'll say for those who follow me on Twitter, Heavenly Kitty. You know what I'm saying?
Heavenly Kitty, what's up, guys?
Yeah, I brought her in because she has the. Actually, the best way to describe you have very You are what we would call a based woman. You know
A based woman? Okay,
Yeah.
What's a based woman?
Like you have I don't even know how else would I word that, like grounded, like self-aware takes, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I would say that's accurate.
Like you're somebody who, like, even if someone says something that you disagree with, you'll at least be like, you'll have like a kind of argument, or wouldn't be like, I don't know, for a lot of people they're just like, no, that's stupid, or da-da-da-da, like stimulating critical thought, you know, like a conversation, like
Yeah.
So yeah. So if you guys want the girl, if you guys want to ask a girl perspective opinion, that's not going to be I don't even know. It's not going to be just some, because a lot of times I'll bring girls on the stream, they're like, oh, they don't even have anything to say, they're just blah 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 blah. Like, nah, she be having shit to say, like with your guys' podcast. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
what do you guys talk about on stream? You know, what are some topics?
what do we
today?
be talking about, guys? Well, let me see. Let me see in the chat. Based. Yeah, I can kind of squint and see this. Like these short but frequent streams. Yeah, I'm like a mobile person, you know. I be wanting to like move around and get around and shit. Like anti-anime and shit. I forget what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, bro, same here. Like I be forgetting, honestly. Like manga.
Okay,
New
I have a
members of
would
the
you rather
podcast.
question.
Okay.
All right, this is for chat and you, Heavenly. Would you rather fuck a goat and
Wow, okay.
nobody knows about it, or would you rather not fuck the goat but everyone thinks you fucked the goat?
Do I get anything out of fucking the goat? Like, do I get like I fucked the goat, nobody knows, and I get $1 million, or is I just fucked the goat and nobody knows?
The alternative is that you don't fuck the goat, but everyone thinks that you fucked the goat. So like everyone in the world knows, like you're on No Jumper. Heavenly fucked a goat, but you didn't really.
That's fine because people already think I've done a bunch of shit that I haven't done. So like I feel like the internet's just gonna run with whatever they want. Or actually, I feel like that's such an unrealistic scenario that nobody would even take it
I
seriously.
just don't. Well, no, you have to assume in this scenario that everyone takes it seriously. Like it's pretty much fact that Heavenly fucked a goat.
I mean, sure, they can think that. So long as my dick is untainted by goat pussy, then I'm chilling.
Okay.
Personally. What about you? Which would you prefer? Get
Um,
fucked by a goat or?
no, I feel like yeah, cause like I'm trying to think. I definitely don't want to fuck a goat. I would probably pick the latter, but just by a margin.
Wait, which one's the latter?
The latter is not fucking the goat, but everyone thinks I did.
Just by a margin, just by a
Just
little
by a
bit.
margin though. Here's a similar one. Would you rather fuck your mom and no one ever find out, or everyone thinks you fucked your mom and it's fact? Same goat scenario, just with
I don't.
mom.
This isn't a fair question. I don't know if I want either of those.
It's not supposed to be a fair question. It's a would you rather question.
So I don't know if I would qualify. This is based, but see, this is the exact shit I'm talking about. Like making me think things I would never in my wildest dreams think about.
It's fun to think about, though, right? Kind of.
Okay. I don't know. That's a tough one. I feel like either way, I'm fucked. Like, I was like, I'm not fucking my mom in any scenario, but the idea of people thinking I do is also pretty annoying.
Yeah.
I think I would just, I would still go with everybody thinking whatever they want to think, because I would just fuck off somewhere. I'd be like, y'all can think whatever. I'm gonna go live in isolation where I don't have to even deal with that shit. Like, so, like.
I'd rather fuck my dad.
Really? Shit. Well. They said sleeper. What does that even mean? Let them think. Yeah, that's only one. Let them think that. Yeah. Yeah, that is a crazy scenario. Hey, what up, Chemical? Hold on, we got the mods. What up, No? Fader. So y'all just take your mom out, just like she's gonna have to just die afterwards. So y'all would just fuck your mom and then kill her afterwards, so that you don't have to live with a living mom that you fucked.
That wasn't part of the.
I mean, no one said that there was rules on what we do after the act.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
Fair game.
Then, yeah, fuck mom, then hide the body. You know. Also, I got to shout out. I'm gonna start drinking these on stream. This is a yogurt. Oh, I thought it said a cock. Yogurt soju cocktail. Yoju. It's inverted, but YOJU. What up, Infernal? Fellow Heavenliest. Yes. Would I rather jump out of a plane without a parachute, or go deep sea diving, starting from the what? Starting from the bottom of the sea, coming up without scuba gear?
Oh.
I've actually thought about this. I feel like I've
What
had
are the two choices?
fall from the sky without a parachute, or having to swim up from the deep ocean without scuba gear. Like, I don't know if just like you'd have to hold your breath for a long ass time, or I don't know how that works, but
I feel like the chances of dying is greater falling from the sky without a parachute.
You think so?
You're definitely gonna die. But like maybe you have a chance of surviving if you like swam up from the ocean, if you could swim fast enough, and if you could handle the elevation changes.
that's a lot though. Like, I have to hold my breath or something, and like, yeah, and then as the water pressure increases, the deeper you are,
But
like,
you will definitely die if you fall from.
I don't know.
Like,
Because
for
I've had
sure.
dreams. So like, I don't know how other people do, but like when I have like a nightmare,
Yeah.
I don't even think I have nightmares. Because when I have a nightmare, I fight back. I'm like, how do I conquer the nightmares? Like, I've had dreams where I was falling out of the sky, and I was like, what do I got to do to survive? And then like a lot of times, what I'll do is like, I've had a few dreams like this. So one time, I took my shirt off and I used it as a parachute, right? And then I like used it to break my fall, and then I like fell into a tree. Or I was like, okay, like I basically like navigated into the ocean, and then I just like made myself like a dart, so I just like pierced into the water. So then I'm just like, you know.
Damn. So you think you would do that? You think you could?
Yeah, like I feel like if I just like created like a wingspan, you know,
Yeah.
and then
No.
and then I could also even like if I angle myself, I could start falling at an angle, so I'm like angling into something. Like I had this one dream, guys, where I was what was it called? I was in one of those wombat suits, and I wasn't in a wombat suit. No, I jumped off a mountain, and I didn't have a parachute or anything. So basically, you know, the mountains that I get an incline. So what I basically was doing was I would basically just like I kept kicking myself off of the mountain to just like reduce the like speed at which I fell. until I got to a point where it was like a hill, and then I was just kind of just like sliding down the mountain. Like on some superhero shit, you know? Maybe I've just watched a lot of anime where people were just falling and I just figured shit out, like.
The sun is so fucking bright.
I'm sexy, no homo. I mean, you could be homo for me too. I ain't judging. Yeah. Yep. But yeah. What is the like? What's probably like the most? Cause like when we did like, so I was on her podcast. Actually, I was meaning to do this. I'm probably gonna do like on my channel like a reaction to like our podcast because I actually never even watched the whole thing.
Yeah, do it.
So like just to see like some of the stuff we were saying, but
sure.
for some of it, it was like people were like getting like triggered by it, some of the stuff you were saying. So like I was wondering, like, what is like probably like one of the things that you said on one of your podcast episodes that just like, cause you hear her would you rather questions, she'd be asking out of pocket shit. So like what's like something that is like out of pocket that is like you anger the internet over, or like made a lot of people mad or something?
Yeah, easily it's the one where I said, I actually got this off of like a Reddit post, but I said a way to make your partner physically addicted to you is by sticking a nicotine patch on him when he's asleep. Every
I saw
night.
that.
That one, people were like, oh my God, somebody, like, if this was a guy, she would be in jail. Somebody come get this girl. Like, she's fucking crazy, you know, like, this is promoting assault. I'm just like, chill, daddies. Like, come on. It's like clearly a joke. And also, it's kind of funny.
That is funny. Yeah, that's why I feel like has gotten me in trouble a lot is I have just like a very edgy sense of humor, and people on the internet, especially lately, just take everything so seriously.
Oh, you know what Jade said that really pissed people off?
What?
Jade said that it's a red flag to have diversity in dating. If an Asian guy dates more than one race, it's a red flag because that means that he is basically like, he's looking like what is it? Like he's not choosy about who he dates. Like if she sees a guy's roster and it's like Hispanic, black, like Asian, white, then that just means that he's not selective at all about who he picks. And then people got really, really angry at her for that.
What do you think about that?
I don't think it's a red flag. I don't think it's a red flag, but I feel like people took it from Jade as like she's racist, but I took it from Jade as in like that was just like her being naive and like not wanting competition. You know?
I feel
like
that.
she was not racist. She's like being really short-sighted and being like, you know?
Yeah. It's funny. I'm trying to think of something that I've said. I don't know. Hey, chat. Hey, y'all here. What's something that I've said that have pissed people off that y'all can think of?
Yeah, what's a hot heavenly thing?
Because I feel like for like before, like people were really sensitive. Like I would do it on purpose. Like I'd intentionally say the most triggering thing as possible just for engagement. Like
I'm at my hot tub.
But honestly, hey, you know what I will say, guys? I actually think it benefits me more now that people are more sensitive. You know why? Because now I have less competition because everybody's too pussy to make too edgy of a joke. So I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Y'all can cancel me all day. I'm gonna just keep doing it. You know what I mean? So, but one of the things that I learned is that people are pussies. Like if you trigger enough people, but then like you just keep doing it, eventually when they see that you won't stop, they just get bored and move on, and then it's just like, okay, it's just whatever. So
Getting canceled is a good thing. That means at least people are listening to what you're saying.
oh yeah, literally. Let me see. Hold on. I'll read my chat. Everybody I know is afraid to throw babies at other babies. Yeah, like South Park. Yeah, if we had South Park these days, I don't even know if people would watch it, or if it would be able to be made and like no as any of them. I'm noticing this thing where if somebody gets like popular enough, especially for like having like a very like controversial stance on something, like I think that like for example like all of the stuff that came out on the like creator of Rick and Morty, I feel like his show is too provocative, and I think that people were trying to silence, like keep him from being able to make his show. Like I think that's the real reason. Like
What
I feel like
happened with Rick and Morty?
like they did something where basically like with anybody they like I don't even know what it was. They took like some screenshots of him like which maybe he did, I don't even know, of him messaging minors or something like that. But my whole thing is look, even if like these people are all doing batshit crazy shit, like people don't actually give a fuck. Like people will like act like, oh, like they have this like moral high ground, but it's just like one of the things I even said, I was like, people aren't even religious these days. Like, what do people give a fuck about? People don't give a fuck about anything. Really, it's just like people like to see. It's like, what's that Spider-Man quote? Like, people like to root for you when, because I've experienced my own fair share of this. People like to root for you when you're the underdog, and then when you're on top and you're winning, like with the whole Jonathan Majors thing, right? Like, then they want to dig up some dirt and they want to like take you down, but like they don't actually give a fuck. Like, I always be telling people, like, if y'all give a fuck, y'all be out here doing something about it instead of just like on social media, just be like, oh, this person's bad, this person shouldn't be allowed to have a career. But like, I don't know, I feel like everybody's, if you look hard enough, everybody's fucked up in their own ways, you know?
Dude, do you think people should be do you think people should be canceled for doing things that are like, that have nothing to do with their job, like what they're known for, but still bad? Like, do you think people should be canceled for like being the pedo, yeah. Like, do you think that's cancelable? Even though it has nothing, like maybe they're like a brilliant musician. Maybe they're brilliant at painting or something, but they just like, they're a shitty person in that aspect. Do you think that they should be canceled?
Well, my whole thing is, I feel as though, interesting question. I feel as though like, for a lot of people, I actually, okay, I'll just go on. Here's like maybe a hot take or whatever, right?
Okay.
Because, so for my whole thing is like, look, these people aren't going to, unless like the law decides to arrest certain people, these people aren't going to die. They're still alive. So unless you want to go and personally take them out, you're not going to stop them from existing. You're not going to take away their internet access. But like, my whole thing is that like, I feel like everybody's a human being. And I think that when, like, first of all, everybody is capable of doing good or doing bad. And a lot of times, like, I think that, so we are all just like even like in our podcast talking about the whole Matrix thing, right?
Yeah.
We're all just projecting our own realities. So the only evil that exists in this world is the evil that exists within us. So if we, like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, like, because like once again, they feel some way. If somebody does some really fucked up shit, and then you're like, oh, that's really fucked up. What I actually think that it is that that's something, it's a thought that person has that is fucked up. And so they think it's fucked up because it's like a part of themselves, because like you're the only person that exists. So any darkness that exists in the world is this deep-rooted darkness within yourself that you're threatened by, that you feel like, oh, like I need to, if I see that reflected in, because we're all the same person, just spawned in different parts of the server. So if there's some aspect of somebody else that you hate, it's really an aspect that you hate about yourself that you're sort of afraid to face. So when you see it reflected in somebody else, it's like you're attacking those parts about yourself. Because if it didn't exist within you, then you wouldn't give a fuck. Because there's always going to be people doing fucked up shit. There's always going to be darkness in the world. Whether you want to give that energy or attention or not is up to you, you know? So like for me, I'm like, I don't know, like, I feel like the way I word this doesn't sound like the worst thing ever, but once again, like, I just don't even give a fuck. But I just think that people are going to exist and people are going to do fucked up stuff. People are going to make mistakes, and it's just like, unless you go and get off your ass, get off your keyboard and do something about it, like, to me, like, I'm gonna still bump R. Kelly's music. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
So the answer is no. Yeah. No, I feel you. No, I like.
Yeah, like, literally, like, Kevin Spacey's an amazing actor. I love watching him in movies, you know? So, like, but then also the other thing too is that, like, you don't really even know, because like I've had my own fair share. You don't even know how much is legitimate, how much is not, in the context of the situation. So like you don't even know how much is actually even real. And then also, and I would ask y'all a lot in the chat too. I would ask y'all this too. If somebody's done some fucked up thing, what are we supposed to do about it? Are they supposed to learn from their mistakes? Because a lot of us think that, oh, if there's stuff going on in the world that we don't like, we should just kill off all the people. But it's like, no, like, there's a whole reason, like, prison isn't supposed to be like, if you were just kill everybody, it's death penalty, kill everybody. But the reason why we lock people up is that they're meant to be rehabilitated, right? Like, God forgives all, right? So it's just like, you know, if we just take out anybody who does something that we don't like. And then also, another thing to take into consideration too, is that what is allowed and not allowed just really depends on what part of the world that you live in and what generation you were born into. Because there's a lot of stuff that's super fucked up now that was completely allowed and normalized and legal at another point in time. You know?
We talked about this on a podcast.
What did you guys talk about?
Oh, we talked about how like right or wrong depends on like context, like where you are in history, where you are in society. And then we talked about the Greeks being pedophiles.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Oh yeah. That was one of the clips that I had reposted that were big people that too. That you were saying, but yeah, like, and especially when you consider that a lot of times the things that are illegal are actually the things that the people in power are doing. So they're legalizing it because they don't want to share in that power.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I learned is unless you're like born, like I've had to learn this the hard way, unless you're like born into generational wealth or whatnot, if you want to really make a lot of money, you gotta cheat. You gotta break some rules somewhere.
Because
they're gonna stop
backs.
you.
Yeah.
Like Andrew Tate even said this thing once. He said, if you see somebody like him getting out of a expensive car, you're not gonna think, oh wow, he probably worked really hard to make his money. You're gonna think he's a criminal because there's like certain people that just like it's a social class thing. It's like there's certain people that just like the world doesn't allow to have a certain amount of power. Like I honestly feel like that about black people. Like I feel like that's why Kai Cenat ain't getting no contract and getting banned off of Twitch. Like if you're black and you start to Kai Cenat.
Oh, who's that?
He's the #1 streamer on Twitch. And
he's black?
Yeah.
And why did he get banned?
Probably because he's black, because there's no other good reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, it's like a social class thing. It's like, there's certain people which is like, if we don't have direct control over them, then they're not allowed to have a certain amount of power. Like one of the things I even said is that, like, in this world, you're not going to get power by asking nicely. You got to take that shit. You got to kick in the door, you know?
Yeah, but black people are like trendsetters, though. If I could be any other race, if I'd, like, obviously I would choose Asian first, I would be black.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, seriously.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's honestly why. It's like, there's certain, like, we all, like, I feel like every race holds a certain amount of power over one aspect of the world. Like, because like, I noticed that the more money that you're born into, the less self-aware that you are, because you're kind of, like, born into, like, easier life, so you're not really forced to develop that much self-awareness.
Yeah,
so, like,
true.
It's like the harder that your life is, the more that you have to, like, really, like, develop. And so, like, I feel like, you know, for black people, it's like we're very like culturally aware, very like spiritual, because that's the only thing that's like left for us to tap into.
Yeah.
Like for me, like once again, like for me, if I want to, like, if say somebody who has a lot of money, if they want to like get at a girl, they'll be like, okay, I'm gonna take her out on these nice dates, I'm gonna spend all this money on her, whatever like that. But us black people can't do that, so instead we just gotta have, you know, we just gotta have the Riz, you know, the good dick. Like we gotta work with what we got. You know what I mean? So.
Black people are coming up though, like.
I mean, it's because at the end of the day, everything is just energy. Like everything is just energy. It's all just quantum physics at the end of the day, and there's going to be a reset in the sense that, like for me, for example, like the way that I get around, like. Even like there was something you even said. So like, let me bring this closer, you guys. Like when we were at AVN, and you were just like, and it's like I forget what is it that you were saying. It was like, oh, you're just heavenly. You just get into things or whatever.
Yeah, because I was like, how are you getting into the white party?
Yeah, like so for me, like when I go to like conventions and stuff like that, I'm not like getting in by buying tickets or whatever. It's like no, I like for me, it's like the only person I ever have to deal with is the person in front of me. It's like who I gotta seduce. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how many times I've taken flights where I show up to the airport with no flight and I just talk to the girl at the desk and I'm like, come on, like I'll make some shit up or something.
What?
Like you just gotta finesse. That's really the way that you gotta get around. And so for me, it's just like okay, like because I've tried this. I've tried both angles. Like if I sit there and try to grind and diligently work really hard. And then to make money to like, you know, get to whatever point in time, where I'm trying to get to, like that just won't work after a certain point. But if I just finesse, I can get that shit. Like I'd be telling people, I was like, oh, all y'all worked so hard, made all this money to get where you are, and I just walked in. You know what I'm saying? Like I just showed up. Like, so, yeah, but. Well, what would you say, Kitty, what was your perspective on like, what would you say as an Asian woman? What's the thing that you are deprived of the most and the thing that you have the most access to from like sort of where you're placed on the spectrum of things?
Deprived of the most as an Asian woman. I don't think this speaks to being like an Asian woman, but just being Asian, maybe like individuality, because of the way we're raised. We're raised to not want to stand out, you know. like
To blend in?
To blend in, yeah. So I think I went overboard, like, from my upbringing, because I was always raised to like do the right thing, do everything like by the rules. So I think I kind of overcompensated later in life, and I was like, I'm just gonna be what I want. So I don't think that has much to do with being a girl, but definitely like being Asian. But the thing that I have the most access to, I think, is like probably like being a creator, monetization opportunity. Yeah, because for a guy, if you're a creator, you can't start an OF, but like you can't just like monetize that easily, you know. So for me, being able to monetize off of my content creation directly through OnlyFans has been like the biggest thing for me.
Actually, I noticed that too. Like I was actually wondering, like I was trying to figure out how much, like, especially learning that like most of the stuff that we see is really just like what we choose to see in terms of. I had noticed this thing lately to where I'm like, how much is like that I see like on the internet or I see in the world is like what's happening, like how the world is changing, or if it's just like my brain is changing, I'm seeing the things differently. Because I swear, ever since dating an Asian, now every time I go on social media, it's just like there's just Asians everywhere. It's like that's just like it's like the most like fetishized like thing. It's just like there's just like I go on my explore page, it's all Asian women. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, has it always been this way? Like,
I think so. I think Asian women have always been like objectified. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. But but objectified, like put in a box as far as like Asian men are more like submissive. They're more like they're conquerable. You know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I read this study, and it said that like. Russian and Eastern European women, they're perceived by white men as being able to be bought. So like in order to like win their hearts, you need to like provide them resources and money and stuff. But then Asian women are perceived by white guys as being able to just be being able to be gotten by their whiteness. Like white guys think they could just get Asian girls because they're white. It's like a status thing, which it is. It's a lot of South.
I'm gonna say, I was like, is it true or false? Like,
for me, it's false.
Yeah.
For me, it's false. I would be the least likely to date a white person. Yeah.
Actually, one of the conversations I had with somebody, and once again, not to hate on no white people in the chat, but
oh yeah, no hate to the white people.
no hate to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, we all have our things that, like, once again, we all have our things that we have and things that we lack. But like, once again, like, I feel like, but look. Honestly, like, bless their hearts. I feel like white people just like they're just having a blast. They're just like, you know, but like it's
just having a blast. Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're just having a great time, and like I love them for that. Like, cause like I feel like for a lot of them they're just oblivious. Like if you try to like tell like for example, and you probably experienced this too, like how like you're telling me, oh, like these are the struggles of some that Asian people face or whatever.
Yeah.
If you were to tell the white person, they would come up with, no, it's probably not that bad. Like, you know, they'll because in their head they don't see it, so they're just like, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, you got to just let them just like live in their blissful world. But also though, another thing that I learned too is that like I don't honestly think that. Well, I guess it also depends, but I feel like race doesn't play so much as a factor so much as it's like a social class thing, because, and that can honestly, I feel like the whole racial thing is something that like has been, like institutionally created to blind us from the actual segregation in terms of like, there's a lot of, like the reason why Trump was elected as president, there's a lot of poor white people. There's probably like most of, like there's so many white people who are disenfranchised throughout the country. But it's like, oh, white people, they have their white privilege. So we don't have to, but like, that really only applies to like a select group of white people, you know?
Sure.
And so like, because one of the things we were saying is that like, oh, when it comes to like the richest people in the world, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about what your race is. Like, look, if we all in the same room, then we're all equals. It's the lower class that they got us all fighting amongst each other about different arbitrary things like skin colors and shit like that.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, even that conversation is just like really.
Like rich people, like the top 0.0001%, they don't care about race. It's like the lower class people, the lower socioeconomic people that like care about shit like that. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but that's true.
Yeah, what it really comes down to is just like lack of education, lack of self-awareness. So I feel like all poor, people, depending on their race, are ignorant to a different thing that keeps them down. Like I feel like for like black people, it's like, okay, well, we're not educated on like one of the things I've had to learn, which has helped because of the internet. Like the reason why I've been able to build the empire I built is because I have internet access. So I can just look everything up. I can do my own research, and I can learn a lot of things that they didn't teach me in school, or things that I didn't have. Like I can access a lot of information I didn't have access to. And then like if you were to say like white people, for example, they're just domesticated, right? Like they're just kind of grazing. Like they, like they rely on the systems in place to take care of them, but like take those systems away and they wouldn't know how to take care of them. They wouldn't know what to do. I don't know. I don't really know what. Like, I feel like I very rarely. One of the things I will say that I respect about Asian culture is that like y'all kind of like stick together in terms of like I don't really know a lot of like broke Asians. Like they always like will be able to at least integrate themselves into a community of Asians where somebody's got things hooked up. Like so yeah.
Stand in the shade first.
Yeah, actually, I've qualified my pools category being in this water. I'm gonna migrate out of the sun, guys, because I can't even see shit. Let's see. Actually, there's not even really much. You want to move over? There's kind of some shade over here. I'm gonna take another one of these. Also, guys, wait, let me see. I don't know if they can see you, but wait. I don't even see. I can't even fucking see.
What's up, chat?
This is the mastermind behind the Yoju. Okay, so hold on. You get another one. I'm definitely gonna be putting y'all onto this shit. What is this? What kind of animal is this?
Tiger.
Tiger. We got a green tiger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me move the shade so I can see y'all screen. Okay. All right. That's pretty good. Yeah. I got a nice. If I lived here, I'd be up here all the time.
Yeah, I should use it more often.
Like I had some like so another one of the things that I've learned is like the finesse of like for me to project this like it's all, but I kind of like it. It's like it's all like it's a performance, like me projecting like my lifestyle of like even like when I was last here and there's like pictures of me up here and everyone's like, wow, look, Heavenly's just on these like high-rise rooftops and hot tubs and stuff like that. I'm like, this isn't even my shit, but like like just kind of it's all just like positioning, like some of the stuff that I've done is like actually what I like about the AI is that like I can make an AI image of me in like some fucking lavish ass environment or some shit.
It doesn't even have to be real.
Yeah, just make it photorealistic. And like one of the funny things about the internet is most people are stupid as fuck. So for every person that like sees it and is like, oh, it's AI, majority of people are seeing it, it's all completely real to them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's gonna be hard in the future to know what's real and what's fake. Like, have you ever seen deepfake porn?
yeah, I heard that like that's becoming a big issue and people are trying to like
Yeah.
create lawsuits over it or something.
It still doesn't look super real, but I mean, if I was someone like Pokimane, I would be pissed off if someone like photoshopped or like someone deepfaked my face on like,
Some porn.
yeah, on someone else's body.
But I guess the scary part about that is that AI is getting so large to where it's like it won't be able to be like moderated or controlled. Like
Yeah.
you won't be able to stop the deepfake porn forever. Like you won't be able to stop the just AI is just gonna take over everything.
That's true. It's moving so fast.
Yeah, I remember when I first heard about ChatGPT and I was like, oh, let me get on this early before everybody else finds out. And now it's just like every time I go, everything's AI now. Like now when I watch an interview or like a video of someone like Elon Musk saying some shit and it's like a little more out of pocket than usual, I'm like, I don't even know if I believe this.
Yeah. You should question everything.
Question everything. Yeah, critically think for yourself. If you just assume everything you see on the internet is fake until, like, honestly, like if you don't see something in person, you really can't prove anything at this point. So
Facts.
yeah, like honestly, where I see the world going, because this is one of the things I've learned is like from being in social media for over a decade, like I always felt like I'm like the person behind the curtain, like manipulating. Like I've always like I make a business out of creating this like projected reality. But one of the things that I learned, especially when I came into LA, is you know, because at first I was just doing all this from my room, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know this is all fake, and I know it's fake because it's fake for me. But it's like for a lot of people, like in person, it's like it's real to them. Like they really like can't distinguish the difference. Like if you're not in it, and you like, and there's certain things you don't know, like you just don't know. And that's when I learned, oh, I can legit just create this world for real. At least it'll be real to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I can literally say the most. What the fuck is that?
It's an airplane.
It's like a chopper or something. There's some Metal Gear Solid shit flying
Oh,
around.
there is. Holy fuck. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, what's going to happen is there's going to be this dichotomy between the smart and the stupid. Like, there's going to be a lot of people who are just going to be completely immersed in this, like, false world. They're going to, like I think about, like, my parents, like, the older generations, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, they'll see some AI shit of, like, some famous person saying something, and that becomes their reality. That's just their world now.
Yeah. Stream quality's pretty good. It's not bad.
You watching it? You see it?
It's like, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, depends on the crime. What are we talking about? Base your opinions off your own facts and what other people are saying. Yeah, honestly, like, one of the things that I've really had to do lately is I've had to really deprogram myself, because, like, even for me, I'm like, how much of the stuff that I think about is just like influenced by some other factors, like, you know, like my opinions on things. Like, it's actually what I think, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to do that when you're getting information from everywhere. You know, like deprogramming yourself is like, it's like a buzzword, but it's like really hard to do. It's really, really hard to do because you basically have to isolate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Like, I've been in isolation for like 6 months now, and I've been like I basically, like, I have filtered my air, filtered my water. I started being vegan. And,
What?
Yeah, and celibate. So I've been vegan, celibate, in the house for 6 months, filtering everything, because what I learned is that there's just so much shit in everything that, like, blocks our pineal gland. Like, it closes off our awareness. And then meanwhile we're and also, like, your subconscious can't distinguish the difference between what's true or not. Like, if you expose it to certain things, it'll program it. So, like, I've also had to be really meticulous about what I expose myself to, because, like, so honestly, so what happened for me was, so I was in Hollywood and stuff like that, and, like, I wasn't realizing, but, like, the longer I was here, I started to become more and more influenced by it, and, like, the way that I thought and the way that I acted was, like, a lot more. I started to notice the programming in people, and I started getting claustrophobic, and I freaked out. I literally just, like, I just cut off everybody that I knew. I have to escape this, because I can't tell the difference between what's real or not. Like, everybody, like for me, like, when I talk to somebody, like me talking right now, like, there's no agenda, there's no, like I'm actually, like, talking to you, and everybody's just, like, it's like they're wearing some mask. Like, everybody's like, they're pretending to be something else, and for me, I'm like, I don't know who's my friend. I don't know who actually gives a shit, or, like, and that's the other thing too, is that, so when I moved into LA, I was already really popular, so, like, a lot of people were like, oh, you know, we're being all nice, we're friends with you. I'm like, oh, everyone's so nice. But then, like, the moment that people don't have anything to gain, then, like, I can know them for years, I can be friends with them for years. They'll just pull the plug, and that could be a very devastating thing. And after that happening a few times, I'm just like, it started to freak me out. Like, I felt like I was going crazy.
Yeah, I can feel that. I think that's one of the main criticisms that people have about LA, is that everything, all the relationships, every interaction seems to come with an agenda, which is, I mean, that's kind of just the way life is, but I think LA is just more...
Times 10.
Yeah, LA is definitely just, like, at least other places people kind of try to hide it. In LA, people are just like, this is the way it is. You know, they don't even try to hide the fact that everything is just trying to...
Or, you know what I think that it is? I think that people in LA are just bad actors. I don't think that they're... I think that they try to... Because, like, for me, I'm just like, I'm not good at, like, you know, when you, like, go to, like, say some networking event, everyone's like, they're doing their customer service, oh, hey, ha, ha, ha. And I'm over here just like, I don't put on the strengths, I'm just like, so, like, for me, I'm like, I just be in there, I'm like, am I supposed to buy into this shit? Like, are y'all, like, because I honestly think people weren't even aware that they're doing it. Like,
yeah,
you know, like, but, like, to me, I'm just like, I'm not a fucking idiot. Like, I can tell when someone's just bullshitting. Like, I feel like for a lot of people, they're so immersed in it, they don't even know that they're doing it, you know? Like, our whole generation is like plagued with narcissism, honestly, lack of self-awareness. But like I don't even blame people for it because it's really just a product of their environment. It's not even their fault. So
Yeah. How can you not be a narcissist when society encourages you to like to document and upload every little bit of your life, and then it's so easy for people to go viral, you know? So people celebrate narcissism.
Yep.
I'm low-key, I'm a little bit of a narcissist, I think. I think we all are.
Yeah, that's another reason why I had to isolate myself too, because I'm like, there's too many people feeding my ego, and I don't know the difference between. Like, I need somebody to hold me accountable. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. What time is it? So you have to leave at 4, right?
Yeah, it's 3:55.
Okay. We can wrap the stream up.
Okay, cool. You should come stream more often. We should do the
Hell yeah.
the upstairs hot tub thing. Maybe we can get a couple more people to come too.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we go crazy. We can have like people were saying they wanted me to do the fresh fit thing. Like, Heavily, you need to just be here and just have like 10 girls on stream all at once.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be like an asshole like them, but I think definitely, you know what? I think Fresh and Fit, those people, they have some opinions that are like valid, for sure.
Yeah, like I feel like for them though, I feel like they're too hooked on like first of all, the first time I heard about them, I was just like, and I was seeing them talk and stuff like that, I was just like, oh, like whatever. But then because they gave me so popular, I started listening to them more, and I was like, okay, like they do make some good points, but then it got to the points where I'm like, okay, like, it's just that I feel like especially like this generation, like there's always this thing, and I also think this is like an agenda that like the people in power try to create. Like first they try to create a race war, and then that didn't work. So now it's like this gender war.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like I love everybody. Like, why are we pitting men and women against each other? And I'm just like, so to make a whole brand around just like shitting on women, and also too is like they always aim for like the bottom denominator. It's just like, because for me, I know women more than men. I have 3 sisters and a mom.
Right.
My dad was out in the Navy, and like all my life I've always had like girls around me, not really guys. So for me and my knowledge of how women are, it's just like, I'm like, well, these Fresh and Fit dudes, like, well, like they're kind of like perpetuating this narrative of like, yeah, you guys are in Miami, okay, like if you're around those types of women,
yeah,
that's gonna be how you view women. But like if you go literally anywhere else in the world, it's like we're all just human beings at the end of the day, you know? Like I feel like I'm more of a hoe than most women that I know, so I can't really say that. Like I think it's just people, like, that's also the other thing that the internet creates too. Niggas don't go outside, so their whole reality is based on shit they're told online. So if you're going off of 2 dudes who they only interact with women in Miami, and they're gonna tell you every woman in the world is like this, and you're over in Louisiana treating Louisiana women looking for a husband like they some hoe in Miami trying to fuck like a bunch of dudes, it's like that's not the reality of the situation, you know? And that's just gonna divide us more and make us more just lose less self-awareness. So, but yeah, follow Kitty at you have so many ads. How would you?
You can just follow my stream, Kitty Lixo.
Kitty Lixo, yeah.
Twitch.tv/Kitty Lixo. Yeah. It's
but,
great talking to you, chat.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for joining us.
But Kitty is a good example of, go check out her podcast, Girls Gone Wireless.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely like critical thought, self-aware. So you can like, you don't have to, like, the same way that y'all with me. You don't have to take everything like as gospel or whatever, but at least like you just, as y'all know from her being in the stream, this is some of the questions she has. She'll create a conversation that everybody else will be either too afraid to ask or just even lack the critical thought to even navigate their minds into that type of place. So,
Bye, chat.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna do more hot tub streams soon. I'm gonna be a hot tub streamer. Watching trash and fit sounds painful. All right, y'all. I'm gonna probably actually go live on Twitch again when I get back to the house. Watch some more anime, play some more games. So I'll see y'all then. Hey, what's up, Yaya? Watch Boruto in that hot tub? Actually, I'm thinking about reading the Boruto manga because people have been really hyping it up, and I'm like, okay, like maybe I need to put on, because me trying to watch the anime, it was just like, it was not. I mean, y'all know how that goes, but manga seems like it has some fire shit going on in it, so I'm looking forward to it. You be trolling? Only 80 chapters? Bet. Hey, I tell you what. Hey, when I get back to the house, we could stream that shit. We could run through those chapters. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next stream.